Good afternoon. Welcome to our neck of the woods. I know I'm not playing the intro. I'm gonna have to go back and take the music off of it and figure out what to do. YouTube keeps giving me copyright claims on the music, even though I list the license in the slideshow and in the description. So, I'm just gonna have to find something else to do with that. Even maybe I'll play it silently. I'm not sure. Hey, Travis, how you doing, bud? I'm gonna let a couple of you guys get in here. Hey, K9. Oh, it's good to see you guys. I haven't seen you in a couple days. Of course, I haven't been. Chip, Monty, Tina. Hi, everyone. Hello. Um, it's good to see you guys. Um, so today, hey, 300. Today, Jeff's out working. Raina's down sitting with the pup. Our pup he's fighting. He's holding on there for us. Hi, Polly. Um, make my own music. There was a time in my life I was a musician, and it's been so many years since I've made music that I'm not sure I remember how to anymore. It saddens me a bit because I loved it when I played instruments. I really did. Uh, so yeah, hello, welcome everyone. So today I picked the topic of letting go. And you know, Pappy Two Bear's been talking a lot about this. He talks about the gathering basket, um, and how important it is to empty that out. Hey, there's my MBB. Hey, Canadian Shift. So let's talk about that. The importance of being able to let go of things that no longer serve you or your spirit in any positive manner. Because I think we are at a place where the energy right now is so chaotic, and it's so it's so swirled up, it's so active, that a lot of things are getting exposed for people, for individuals like each of us as individuals. Some people are having dreams, other people are having nightmares. Some people are having remembrances of past traumas that they either already knew existed or didn't even know existed. And I think it's so important that we talk about this. Hey, Sue. Ship, I thought I said hi to you already, but hi. Rindy, hi. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone. Um, I'm going to put the link up real quick. You guys, I'll sit up here and blather on and on and on by myself, and I'll find something to talk about. But I think this is an important conversation that we should have, because I know for myself, I personally am guilty of not being able to let go of um, things, incidences, grudges, pain, even after it served its purpose. Um, and I've been doing a lot of just, um, it's not quite meditation, and it's not quite prayer. It's not quite searching. I don't know what I put it in my little soul mixer and jumble it around like it's a blood sample and see what's going to come out. And hey, Gary. Um, so, when we do that, we find that we're still holding on to a lot of baggage that's no longer necessary. I mean, heck, I can't even wear the same size shirts as I packed in that suitcase that many years ago, right? Um, so I think it's important that we talk about that. Um, what are some things? There's physical things, things from our youth or past relationships, maybe, that we hold on to. that we don't necessarily need, but we keep anyway. Hi, Ship.
What's up?
Not much, man. Just trying to put something intelligible out there for folks to think about today.
I heard that. Yeah, I'm taking it easy today. Started my little Squirrelinator video. I got the kids playing in the background. Let me know if it's to be a little too loud or whatever.
Oh no, there's never anything wrong with the sound of a children's joy in the background.
That's right.
Don't let anybody tell you there is.
I mean, they're pushing around buggies and stuff like that, so it sounds like just, plastic wheels on rocks and sticks and stuff. Anyway, so I got the trap out there. I got 2 of the Squirrelinators right now, but I only ran 1 today. I started doing the video this morning, and maybe by some time tomorrow I'll have a video, see if the thing works or not. Put some acorns in it. That's what I did.
What's that?
I put some acorns in it. Picked a big old pile of some fresh acorns.
Nice. You gonna roast them?
No. It's for the squirrels. That Squirrelinator trap.
Well, you can make yourself a coffee out of some roasted acorns. It's pretty good. And you can grind them acorns down into flour and make some killer pancakes. I mean, you ain't never had nothing like acorn pancakes made with acorn flour or like cat and nine tail pollen. Have you ever even heard of those? They're rich. I mean, the flavor is completely different.
I've heard of the acorn pancakes. I think I watched a 30-Day Survival series from Zach Fowler, and he that was somewhere about halfway through. He made some acorn pancakes, I think, what he did with them. But yeah, he kind of grounded them up and did some stuff, and you can tell they weren't really the best in the world, but it was something to eat though.
Well, I mean, it's what you can make with them, but instead of telling yourself you're making pancakes, if you don't have the proper ingredients for pancakes, tell yourself you're making some biscuits, because I'm just saying half of what you taste and experience, be it pleasant or unpleasant, half of that starts right here. Right. So if you're already like, ooh, a texture, or you come into it with like, ooh, that's going to be sour, before it even gets to you, you've already predetermined what it's going to taste like to an extent.
Yeah. You're right.
So, yeah, acorns are awesome, man. You can take them and like loosely rock grind them, like roast them over a fire, loosely rock grind them, and then brew them and make a coffee with them. It acts like a little bit like a diuretic, just like coffee is. But and it's not exactly the same, but it's not bad. It's not bad if you like a little nuttiness to your coffee. So tell me, what's one thing?
All I heard, tell me shit. You started out. Is it my service?
Oh, I was talking.
Am I coming through okay? I'm a little far away. Robert, what's up, man?
I won't start food again. Hey, he started talking. He did the acorns. What was I gonna do? All right. Hey, Ship, I'm gonna go ahead and refresh real quick.
All right.
On a minute.
K9 says we have an indigenous plant called lemonade bush. Forgot the scientific name. The seed tastes like lemon. That's what's up. That could be used for a lot of cool stuff. 300 just killed a Subway sandwich. Looking like a good old sandwich. 2 Feather, welcome. Listening while doing paperwork. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, paperwork, fun.
Wow, there's two of me now. Crap.
Yeah, you're good.
Y'all better watch out. Don't tell my husband there's two of me.
There's two of you.
Betty, I put
Somehow I
some
did this.
in there.
Maybe I got to kick me from my studio. I
No, you're
refreshed
good.
both
You're
of
good.
them.
Yeah, that's one you're going to kick in. Yeah. Oh. All right. That one.
I was out there setting that trap this morning, man, and all of a sudden, like while I was getting everything set up, I caught a very, very strong whiff of fox. I don't know if it was fox urine or if he was really that close, and I just didn't see him wherever he was at. But if you've ever smelled one, they have a very, very musty smell. Like they stink, man. It smells like somebody's underarm, old Mexican underarm, and he took a bath in a month. You know, like it's bad. And I got it real strong all of a sudden. I kind of looked around and was like, you know, where you at, man? I never saw him or nothing, but I sure enough smelled it.
Yeah. Yeah. I smelled one of the fringes of the property the other night. I was like, oh, I know about how many yards he's off.
So what was you asking a minute ago? You said, so tell me, Ship, and then you started breaking up, speaking Russian.
I said, tell me, Ship, what's one thing? Like I was talking about when I started the show was like letting go, right? We all have things that we hold on to, whether it's physical things or ideas or grudges or pain, things like that we live with every day that we just can't seem to bear to let go of, right? For one reason or another. And Pappy Two Bear's been talking a lot about the gathering basket, and I realized something about myself in the last couple of days. There are things I don't like to let go of, like
That's all right. That's all right. What's up?
Love you, Jeff and Heather.
Yeah, we love you too, man.
What are you saying?
My pup, he's sick. We're not sure what's going on with him. I have really good ideas, but he's fighting. He's doing, you know. But I don't want to let go of him. I also don't want him to suffer, so I have to be forced to be put in a position where I'm willing to let go of him.
I'm sorry, Heather. You're kind of breaking up again. Who are you talking about?
Why don't we just pick something else to talk about?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's keep it happy. I've got a funny story. The guy that works for me, he's a real happy guy, man. Like he's just a real simple type of dude. You know, everywhere he goes, he's always happy, he's smiling, whatever. So yesterday, he went into a Dollar General, and you know they always take forever to get to the register. You stand there forever and wait to pay for your stuff. And
Yeah.
so he's over there stocking bread, and the lady's trying to pay for her stuff. There's nobody there, and she's getting mad. She's ringing the bell. And he's like, hold on, let me go get somebody. And he goes all the way to the back, tells the lady there's another lady up here trying to pay for her stuff, and she's pissed off, tired of waiting. And the lady takes forever to get up there. So the customer ends up filing a report about the incident. And on the way out, she saw him smiling. Well, he's always smiling. You know, so she was like, what are you smiling at? And he's like, I'm just happy. It's just a funny thing the way it happened, you know. So he's like that, man. Like he really was not laughing at the situation. He just happy.
Full of joy.
Chuck C said
yeah.
he's been a
You know, when I was younger, I remember, like, I was one of those annoying people that had a song for every, like, thing, you know? Like, I'd be hanging out with my friends or whatever, or I'd be at work, or somebody'd say something or do something, and there was a song would pop into my head, and I'd just start singing it. And I had a song for every occasion, like, literally.
sorry.
But I kind of miss that part of me, because I remember that used to make me really happy to do that. And even if people thought I was goofy, I still did it anyway. I didn't care if they thought I was goofy.
Doing what?
Can you guys even hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah. You're in and out. You'll be really clear for a minute, and then it'll kind of.
I hear you.
No, it's probably me then. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Well,
Heather.
I've been having terrible signal problems, so you guys know.
Hey, did y'all? I see Dusty Data just jumped into the chat. Did y'all catch last night's episode of Prepperty? It's pretty good.
No, but I was we went and watched some of the other Prepperty stuff. That it looks so fun, but I would be, oh man, I'd be so embarrassed. There's so much of that stuff I don't know.
No, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I know a lot of
think
things,
you
but
would-
I don't know. I
ace
by no means know everything.
Farmer
Oh.
Son ran away with the prize last night.
What's that?
Farmer Son prepping. That's who won last night. He ran away.
Oh, he.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Well, that's awesome. Farmer, if you're here, man, awesome. Great job. But it looks really fun. If you guys haven't checked out Dusty Data, so much
Yeah,
fun.
the categories last night was nuclear, medicinal plants, prepper cable, which was like TV series, shows, docudramas, general survival. I think was general prepping or something like that. It was a really good episode. But last night was the first one that I caught live. I'd watched one before, but yeah, it was awesome, man. Yeah. I'm gonna jump in on one of the next couple of weeks. If I can do it, you can do it.
Well, you might talk me into it just for fun.
Hey, Heather.
Just for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for fun.
You want to see something funny? Go down there to 300 Warriors comment in the chat when he's talking about going. He's talking about going to Subway.
Subway.
Yeah,
Now you
it's
want to
funny.
go and bring back some for everybody.
All right, I'm missing it. I think I might be froze up. I don't see it.
Okay, I'll just read it. He
Thank you.
says, I went to get a Subway sandwich. The lady asked me for here or for to go. I said for here, and then when I finish, I go.
That's funny.
Oh, 300.
Yeah, that Dusty Data sure is funny. Ah, dude. You made me laugh last night. I like to try to end my evenings with laughter, no matter what. I end them on a good note, in high spirits. I try to anyway. All right. I've got myself under control.
You see my pretty wife?
My lunch is cooking. I'll join you all for a minute. You're all froze up on me.
Emma?
I'll join you for a minute. I'm cooking my lunch.
Getting stuff ready this week.
Forest
Yay!
Equity Project. What's up? How's it going with you?
Forged Equity.
How we doing, Ship? How you doing, Monty?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Not too bad.
We ain't messing with
I
CDs
kind of feel like
yet.
that's the process we're all going through right now.
We're gonna be getting back with it in a couple
Being
of days.
forged.
Am I
Yeah.
still cutting out on you? Am I good?
Nope.
Good. All right, my bad. Marco in the chat. What's up? Tina, good to see y'all. What was I talking about?
Maria.
Y'all gotta let me know if I start breaking up. I'm kind of far away from my router, my modem, or whatever. No. No. You can see what
I can't see it. Let us refresh again. Will you guys hold for us?
just
Give me a minute.
see. I can't see. My wife's hiding from y'all. Got a bunch of projects going on today. My wife does a lot of painting and decoupage stuff, you know.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, there's a fucking lizard. Look, right there. Look, look.
He didn't do nothing to you.
Yes, I keep right down with his hair.
Oh, God. Where's Hayden at?
Then he's going to rub it in my
I
leg.
gotta rescue my wife from the lizard, y'all.
Dun, da, da, da.
we sound any better?
Yes, you do.
All right.
Hey, and everything's
Hey,
moving.
hey, hey! I'm back.
Sorry,
I went to
guys.
go hit the chat button.
Thanks for your patience with us.
I went to go hit the chat button, and it kicked me all the way back to Toledo, Ohio. I was like, "What the heck just happened?"
Oh man.
Oh, Lord, I'm stuck in Lodi again. I know Lodi's nowhere near Toledo. I know.
Hey Heather, did you see the secret I typed for you that you're not to tell Raina?
No.
Private
Oh, she's not in here right now.
Okay. The girls picked out an extra bobber for her birthday from them to her.
Oh, thank
So
you.
there's gonna be 3 in the package, not 2.
Okay.
Thank you, Brenda. She's gonna love
Oh.
that. You know she's a fishing girl. She
Yeah, the
loves fishing.
girls were watching her at her birthday and doing some of the crafts, and they said, "Well, we want to pick one out for her birthday from us." And I said, "Okay." So they picked out an
That's
extra
so
one. I
cool.
just got to get someone to go to the post office and get me one of those prepaid boxes, because I don't want to send it in an envelope. I don't want them getting snapped, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was just so tickled. I told her, I handed her my phone and I said, okay. I said, Brenda said you're allowed to pick out 2 of these bobbers. She's like, fishing bobbers? And I said, yeah, who
fishing
makes them?
bobbers.
She goes, really?
I've
I
got a
said, well,
question.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk to her. And then the next day she hands me my phone. I go, wow, you guys had a really long conversation.
Yeah, she was drawing me pictures and she was circling the ones that she wanted.
Yeah, I noticed that some of them they match her fishing box a little bit, so she was tickled pink about that. I think that's what
Hi,
drew her.
Benjamin. Hi, Lila.
Yay.
Hey,
Brother
Marco.
Lily,
Oh my god, he said that.
Benjamin.
I had somebody in the
Red
chat.
Pillin, 300, Polly,
Wow, we got lots
LHS.
of folks in here today.
Good to see you.
Randy Harrison was
Welcome.
asking about what do I do about coons killing my cats? I can't kill them myself. If you go on
How do I make
Amazon,
one that sticks? Just make one that sticks.
you go on Amazon, you look for one of these. This is a Duke dog-proof coon trap. It's very easy to set. You don't have to have a lot of trapping knowledge to set this. You can pretty much take candy corn or marshmallows. That's what they really love, candy corn. It's good to catch it after Halloween. You can get it crazy cheap and a lot of it. But you just take it and you stake this down into the ground, and then you run this into the ground. Pull this back. There's a little thing. It shows you how to set it
I just want to
pretty much
Yeah.
on the inside of it.
You guys, I do have one really, really important thing that I need to say before we go any further with any other conversation. Okay. First, I love all of you, but one of our brothers out there, JW Survival, If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's really great. He's a really great fella. He's got a good team over there. And I know he means well, and he has just lost his father.
Yesterday.
And that was, as I understand it, his last parent to lose. And no matter how old you are, you get this orphan feeling. I promise. I know. I've been there. If we can help him out, maybe help them raise some money for Dad's burial costs. That's all they're trying to raise is enough for some burial costs. If you can find it in your hearts to help him out a little bit. If you have it, help. If you can't, pray. It's really hard when you lose a parent. It's really hard when you lose your last parent. It's even harder because you tend to get more close to the one that you get to keep for a little longer, you know. So I just wanted to say that I'm going to leave this bubble up here on the bottom. If you guys can, I mean, you know, let's help them out. That's all I want to say. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, Ship, Rindy wants you to go over the trap again, please.
I got
She
you.
wants-
I
She
figured
wants you to go over it again.
It's a really easy trap. There's a lot of videos on these, but I dropped the name of it in the chat room. This is a Duke dog proof coon trap. You can get them for about $30 anywhere, and it's really easy. You just get something, some really shiny candy like candy corn, like marshmallows. Just jab it in the ground. You set this little thing. It's really easy to figure out how to set it, and it's a foothold trap. It will break their leg. So there's never going to be, you can't just let them go. You got to kill them once you trap them. But if you're worried about them getting your cats or your chickens or anything like that, these are a really easy way to go if you're not a trapper. You don't really know how to set a cool trap or a blind set, anything like that. This is just kind of good home defense for anybody that's got coon problems. So you can find them everywhere for about $30.
Or you can look in yard sales and flea markets for old live traps. Because a lot of times you'll see live traps at flea markets and stuff.
Yeah, and you can do that.
We have them in our shops around here.
They're really smart.
They have the cage style humane traps. That's not that much either.
I've got a couple of those. I just never set them, man. The coons are really, really smart. But they're very curious too. So if you can just spark that curiosity in some way, it doesn't really matter what trap you're using, I guess. You know. But
Did you ever read or watch Where the Red Fern Grows when you were a kid?
Oh yes, man. I read it and I watched the old movie. I love it. That's a great.
You remember when you were reading it, the trap for the coons that they could not resist? Do you remember Grandpa's trap for the coons? 4 nails at an angle, and you drop something shiny down there.
I know they like
he
shiny
reaches
things.
down, grabs the shiny thing, and he can't let go of the shiny thing, so he can't get his hand out. So he's effectively trapped.
I don't remember that. No, that's awesome, man.
Yep.
I like the
movie or just the book?
I like the mouse traps and rat traps that they used to use up where we went moose hunting. We go into the outfitter's cabin to pick up, like supplies and stuff, seasoning for supper or whatever. And he's got the old metal bucket out there with a pop can strung across a piece of wire from one edge of the handle to the other. And he's got it laced with peanut butter. And he's got boards running up both sides of the bucket. And I looked at him and I said, "Does that really work?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I'm over at the till paying and I hear splash. Look in there. Oh, yep, there's one in there drowning now.
Yeah. it's just the little things, you know, like the simple. I couldn't use those traps. I'd probably end up losing my own dang hand. I ain't kidding. I better carry a bag of sugar out with me, you know, in case I'd lose any digits trying to set it. Any of those traps, man, some of them traps you got are like so cool, but I don't trust myself. I think I'm a bit more of a klutz than should probably be messing with something like that. But 4 nails and a shiny thing I can handle. Like a string and a pop can.
As long as I don't cut the pop can.
The only one you really got to worry about is the bear traps with the teeth on them. Those are dangerous.
The other traps that I use, my coil traps that I do for fox trapping, they're offset. So, you know, if I catch something that I don't want to have to kill, I can release it. It doesn't break the leg. They're offset. There's a little bit of a gap in between the jaws, just enough.
The topic is whatever we land on, 300.
Yes,
Whatever
yes.
we land on.
It usually is here. We always start off with one thing and we always go to something else. But we always just try to let spirit guide us to whatever we need to talk about for whatever day, right?
I had a trash
sometimes
can.
we just sit here and talk about fish, you know, prepping stuff too.
Sewing. We do sewing.
It's a what's the wheel? It's a wheel of fortune here.
Yep.
You just spin the wheel.
Yeah.
And whatever it lands
I
on,
had a-
run with it.
I had a trash panda drop down into my dog's kennel, my other dog, before she passed away. I had one drop down in there in the middle of the night. And she didn't take too kindly to it. And I heard all of this growling and screaming. And so I go down there and I flip the back light on. And her head is just going like crazy back and forth. She had this coon by the back of the neck and she was just shaking it. And she broke its back.
Good for her.
Yeah.
And she never got bit neither. So she had to be fast. So
That's awesome. That's
then
awesome.
I called my cousin over with her 12 gauge and she shot it. She goes,
Yeah, I'll say that. You definitely got to have.
she says, I called her and she goes, "Oh, I get to shoot a trash panda." She's the type of girl that if she sees one step out onto the road, she's going to go straight for it and gas it.
50 points.
Yeah, coons are really tough. They're not very big, but they are tough, you know. So you shoot them, you definitely want to use a real gun. You don't want to try to use a pellet gun or nothing like that. Even if you are right there on them, it's not going to work. You know?
Yeah, she used a 12 gauge and she had to shoot him twice, even with his back broke.
Yeah, coons are really tough.
And then we had a nasty
my dad used to
possum
come in.
show up. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, my dad used to tell me a story about this monster coon and this undying possum that used to come out to his place when he lived out around Atwood Lake. And they'd come out and they'd attack his cats, and he wasn't having that. So he shot the coon twice, and it was like he even got one of them right in the noggin and nothing. And that coon just kept coming back. I don't even remember how he said he got him finally. But the possum was the same way. He split that possum's skull, and that possum was still going.
A lot of times, too, if they're rabid, they just keep going. And we had
300 in the chat was what's the basic prepping items people should have. I think that'd be a good one for you to answer.
Baking soda, top of your list. Multi-purpose.
White vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar. Heat prepping items. Duct tape, because duct tape.
Surprisingly enough, don't forget, witch hazel is still out there.
Yeah, witch hazel. Come on, ship. You know this. prepping items.
It's about to get cold. It'd be a good time to stock up on firewood, fire starting remedies, more than just one. Fishing line, fishing hooks. Fishing hooks is a really cheap prepping item.
Everybody forgets this, but don't forget easy fire starter mixed with some sawdust or some leaves or whatever, and that's dryer line. It's abundant.
Yeah.
You wash clothes all the time. Just have your wife put some in a baggie for you, and you can make up little things.
Take old candles that you don't use anymore. Melt the wax.
Yep. And then
melt the wax down and put it a little bit with the lint, and you got perfect little fire starters. And you
can also
have an airtight container for it. You don't have to, because they're covered in the wax.
You can also take cotton balls and dip them in Vaseline.
Yep.
Yep.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
And put them in a bag.
And then you wrap that little mixture in aluminum foil. And whenever you're ready to use it, you tear a little X in the top of your square that you folded up in aluminum foil and just kind of fold it out and throw a spark on there. Aluminum foil will really help push that.
Yeah.
More.
Any fine aluminum filings or magnesium filings, save them in a little baggie and have them in your little fire kit.
I mean, and know how to
Still
make
hearing an
fire,
echo.
Okay. Don't just depend on those lighters. If you don't have magnesium powder, if you don't have a ferro rod, if you don't have some kind of quick
Battery,
spark
wire.
or some
Get a
kind
flint
of
starter.
something to make fire, you always have
Get
to
a
have a way
flint starter.
to make fire. Yeah, I
A
mean,
flint
you
starter.
They have
learn
this
some
rope.
skills, or make sure you have tools, and remember, 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
They have
that
this
is
little
so
chunk
true.
of rope.
Ask anybody that's had to use their preps for any occasion in life. Yeah.
You can look up how to start a fire with a AA battery. There's a little way that you take a battery and you can take the foil off of juicy fruit, gum wrapper or something, and fold it around positive and negative with a thin sliver in the middle. You can start a fire that way. There's a lot of rocks out there besides the flint rock. Everybody thinks it's only the flint rock. There's a lot of rocks out there.
There's more.
Break it in half, and you get you some char cloths, char punk wood. You can start a fire just as easy with that as you could any flint rock ever.
Hi, Crystal. Hi, Bonnie.
You can take a battery and a piece of steel wool
Hi,
and light one
Bridget.
too.
Hi, Captain Caveman.
I heard pinball prepper. I don't really hang out over there anymore, but I heard him say something one time, man, that was excellent advice. That it hits the fan, and you're just in a huge rush. Before you go and grab all of your clean clothes, also go and grab your entire hamper of what you have been wearing that entire week, because in there you're going to have everything you need. If you forgot something before, if you're just in a rush, like I said, SHTF, you got to go now. Should have been gone 5 minutes ago. Just grab your dirty clothes hamper and throw the whole thing in whatever you're going in, because everything you're going to need is going to be right there inside of that.
Hang on. Shift kicker. Are you meaning that Dusty got all of us on panel? Oh, can only imagine what this video is going to be.
Oh boy. Be kind. I'm sensitive. And Ship, I was expecting you to say the black plastic trash bags, because they are so versatile. But I think most people are not preparing to move about. I think the people who are going to have to move about know they're going to have to move about. They've got other things to lay down, and if they don't,
I'll be right back. I gotta go check it out.
All right. Well, I want to check it out too. Darn it, Monty.
Yeah, 300. If you're asking for prepper stuff, that Heather just dropped a really, really good I can't believe. I think that's what she was asking me. Come on, you got it. We were talking about it before. The many uses you can get out of a 20 or 30 gallon Carpenter trash bags. Big black, industrial strength trash bags are great for so many things.
Come here.
And they're very cheap. You can get the whole.
Hey, Camel
sorry.
Carl.
Now.
Yeah, I'm sending it. I put the link. I'll put it out again. Give me a second. Yeah, you guys are welcome. More than welcome to come up. And you know me. Let's have a conversation. Yes, knowing your backroads, Tom Light, that is a very, very important thing that a lot of people are not taking into consideration. No alternative routes that do not take major highways or cut through cities or near cities. If you are going to be on the move, you can come into the picture and say hi.
If your main roads are flooded or something, or they're down for right, then you have your back roads.
Awesome, baby girl.
So that comment, it reminded me, it's probably important if you live around creeks and rivers and stuff like that. It'd be a good idea right here at the end of summertime to hit your clearance aisle and look for really heavy duty rafts, inner tubes, stuff like that, because they can fold up really small, especially when they're in their original packaging. But you can also just suck the air out of it with a vacuum or something. But that would be very good if you were ever trying to travel and be discreet. You could not travel in a vehicle. That little raft that you bought at the Dollar General would be a great way for you to relocate yourself off grid without using a highway.
He got you guys good.
Oh man.
The link's down in the chat. Have fun. This is why I don't show my face. This is why I don't show my face on panels. He got you all singing. If you have pina coladas. It looks like you guys are singing it too.
Crystal, yes, we are used to living in the woods. And there are I don't know where you're trying to make it to. I don't understand. I got to go watch that real quick. I'm gonna mute myself and take my camera off and go watch it. You guys feel yourselves about whatever.
Hey, 300. Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty.
Ship. He's just laughing.
Dusty, that's awesome, man. I don't know how the heck you did that, but yeah, that's awesome. They're doing some of that same stuff with our lovely POTUS, I think.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. That was awesome.
It looks like you guys are both singing it. I'm like, how the heck did he do that quick?
I like pina coladas. Yeah, Dusty, we gotta have us a conversation soon, man. I really like some of those little editing things. Man.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, hey, get my little, you get down.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, that's one reason I'm careful on staying up, like having the camera on. The first reason I was ever doing that is because you know how you have the still shots when the video is up on there, so everyone can see whether or not they want to click on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the first reason why I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep the camera off. No one wants to see my ugly mug up on there.
Hey Dusty, will I get a copyright thing if I play your video on there on this show?
Probably so. Yeah.
Probably.
How's that?
All right, then. Y'all go check it out. I suppose. Laughter is good medicine. I haven't gotten to check it out yet. It's still trying to load for me.
Camo Carl, that's a solid, very solid suggestion, sir. Camo Carl said it's important to know the old, unused, or still used train track routes you will travel.
Yep.
with.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all have watched The Walking Dead, but after the other societies were set up, that's one thing that got them in trouble, sticking to those tracks.
Well, listen, Hobo Road stretch further and faster than a lot of places. So gotta respect the Hobo Road.
A lot of those old tracks lead from town to town. So
you just gotta be careful. We've all played Fallout, okay? We all know the zombies like the tracks, right? I'm just messing with you guys.
Dusty said you can still play it. Mute the music.
That kind of defeats the purpose.
I know.
I can still play it, but what? It's still loading for me. I have a terrible signal today. It's just terrible.
Hey, you want me to just play it off my phone onto the screen?
Hey, yeah, why don't you do that? I really want to see it. I'd like a laugh. Mute the music. He said mute the music.
Hi, Miss Bella.
It's up to you.
So just for YouTube purposes, I'm going to say...
you could just delete the stream afterwards if I do give you a strike.
I mean, I could.
What do you want me to do? You want me to mute it or what?
It's all good.
Where am I hearing the echo from?
Somebody's got YouTube open.
It ain't me. All right, mute the sound. Fair use. YouTube, I bet it doesn't fall under that, but screw it, I tried. For education or entertainment purposes, or satire.
Hi, Bella.
Here, I'm going to jump down and let someone else come up.
Oh, nobody else wants to come up, huh?
Gigi's there and Bella's there.
I know everybody's here. I'll post a link again for y'all. Maybe somebody else will come up, but I can handle another person.
Okay.
I'm good. I can handle more people.
Hey, 300. Since you never heard me the other day, up here at our subways here in Ontario, they did a research test on 6 of the locations, and they tested the tuna from the subs at Subway from 6 independent locations, and they did not detect any tuna DNA in any of the samples.
Well, thank God I don't like tuna.
Just letting you know.
Test tube tuna.
Yeah.
3D printed, probably.
I don't know what it was, but there was no DNA in there from tuna.
You know, it really boggles my mind. I've known about that shit for years and years and years. And they've been trying to do this stuff. They've had synthetic food conferences for I don't know how many decades now. And it's like nobody caught on to it until somebody made a big stink about it. And it's just like all this other crap, like with the schools and stuff. You know, like everybody's bitching about critical race theory, and nobody's even looking at the 1619 project they're trying to put in there to rewrite our history again. And it's like, wait a minute. You guys are pissed off about this thing, but you're not even seeing that. There's way more to be pissed off about. Don't get pissed off now because you're just now waking up to the fact that you were indoctrinated as a child as well in this same public system. You know, I mean, my thing is this, I guess, and I don't know what got me off on this. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm gonna go there real quick. Okay, at some point, and I've told my children this, I've told my nephews and nieces, I've told anybody that ever talked to me and cared to know this subject. I tell them this. At some point in your life, you can no longer blame what you do on your past. You have to take responsibility for the decisions you are making today. If you want to change the decisions you're making, then you have to stop basing them off of things that happened in the past, because you're either a victim, a survivor, or a warrior. The mentality is yours to choose.
Here, you want to know something else that's made me think? In the last 2 or 3 years, prior to the coup showing up, they started pushing all of these good dishes and good eats, all these HelloFresh, where you get produce and meals prepared, delivered to you in a box with all the ingredients for these different meals. And my first question when I started seeing these is, why the frick would I buy this and have somebody deliver it to my door when I have no freaking clue where any of that food came from or how it was grown?
Boom. Right there.
And they're going,
but that's what we do and
have
not
all
we,
the
because I think a lot of us don't do this, but a lot of people, they just go to the grocery store and pick up whatever tastes good, and they don't understand that what's in that grocery store is probably poisoning you.
Yeah,
you know?
and they're pushing.
Mystery
They've been
fries, yeah.
pushing. They've been pushing these deliver fresh meals to your home for about 3 years. So it's like they were gearing up for this. But you don't know what any of that produce was grown in, sprayed with, modified
in the last 3
with.
years. In the last 3 years, how much produce has been infected? This is a trivia question for, there you go, Dusty Data. This will be a good trivia question for you to add to your thing, because I don't know the answer to it, but I got the question. For the last several years, how many times has produce been pulled off the shelves in multiple states and countries for Ebola and other infectious diseases and salmonella? Yes. So you think about it, and then they started gearing up with those, and they can deliver it right to your door now.
Yeah,
my gosh,
and then
they can put that arsenic right on top of your donut and help cram it down your throat.
And don't forget the diet products. Get those delivered right to your door, because that aspartame, that is fecal waste from E. coli bacteria. And that's what they put in all the diet foods.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely, I don't eat anything. If it says diet or zero on it.
Yeah. So add that diet drink or the diet soda or whatever to your healthy meal that was delivered with who knows what was sprayed on it, or what it was grown in, or what it was
how
modified
much
with.
in there. And
yeah,
they can, if it's under a certain amount, did you guys know this? On your food labels, if it is under a certain percentage of the overall recipe that makes up that container, they can list it legally under other flavors or other natural flavors and other ingredients. They can list it as that and not tell you what it is.
And then the natural flavors, you don't even want to know what those are, because there ain't nothing natural about them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a marketing ploy, just like organic. How much organic food do you know that's actually organic?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we used to pick up tomatoes out in California, We used to go into the warehouse. We used to pick up cases like skids, cases of tomatoes, coming back to the market in Toronto. And I kid you not, those mothers were green, hard rocks when they loaded them on our trailers.
Yeah.
And then they got them all in there. Then they sent a guy in his hazmat suit and they sprayed all the skids with gas. And then they locked the trailer up. And then they tell you to set it at a certain low temperature close to freezing, but not at freezing.
Right.
And then halfway
by the time they reach their point.
And then halfway home, when you're fueling up, they tell you to raise the temperature of the reefer by 10 degrees. And then when you get to the border, you raise the reefer another 3 degrees. And by the time you get to Toronto, those tomatoes are red after 48 hours.
Did we lose you?
No. Got somebody calling. I don't answer unknown name, unknown number.
Yeah, I don't either. You're not worth my time. I tell, look, if you're gonna call me, you gotta text me first, you know.
or when it goes to the
my phone, my phone ain't getting answered.
when it goes to the voicemail, then you just leave a message and I'll call you back. But if you're a jerk or someone I don't know,
yeah, I'm no good at that stuff.
Well, hey y'all, I'm gonna jump off of here, man. I enjoyed hanging out with y'all. I gotta get out here in the woods and get up this trap and finish up this little video I was working on today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you build out that teepee.
Yeah, I've been working on it. I got 2 walls up right now, but lack of time, I haven't really been back out there. And it got hot again, man. It felt really good last week, but it's got really hot again. And once I passed that little morning few hours or whatever, once it hits lunchtime, it's just too damn hot to get out there. So I'm going to drop in the chat the name of the trap. If anybody wants to check it out, that's another one of those traps that you really don't have to have a lot of knowledge to use. Video that I'm going to drop in the next couple of days will show you how to use it and how it works and all that. This is one of the other ones that I got.
Hey, drop your link to shit. Who just dropped that? Canadian. So I'm going to be dropping a video on that. That's a good renewable food source, man. I mean, all you need is the trap and an oak tree. That's all you need. And you can feed yourself in a worst case scenario. So, yeah, thank y'all for having me on, man. I enjoyed it. I'm going to drop in and out here and there, but I got to get this done for my 6 o'clock bedtime. Well, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, y'all have a good day, man.
You too.
You too, man.
Y'all got to remember that anything that sits on a store shelf for more than 2 or 3 days has a lot of preservatives, and it's not very good stuff for you. So, and they've been doing that for decades and decades.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, I remember in the 80s growing up, 1 week eggs were like the best food out there for you, and next week the eggs were terrible. Doctor said they caused heart attacks and cancer, and
that's not true.
They did that like all through my youth. I know. I assume you remember the whole milk was so bad for you, and then it was got milk, and so they did a lot of that, and they did it with all different kinds of foods to make you feel one way and then do something, you know. And it was all about selling. It was all about selling stuff.
You gotta remember now, the got milk thing kind of happened to replace the children that was missing on the back of the milk carton.
Yep, exactly. See, all this stuff ties together. Look, it's as connected as we are, right? The web of the matrix mimics the web of life, and if you keep that in mind and remember your position is on the web of life, the creator's web, then I think we'll all be okay. You know,
Mountain Dew, it's still in there, but they hid it. Mountain Dew, it had BVO in it, brominated vegetable oil. It's carcinogenic. It's bad for you. If you go to the UK, you will never see a bottle of Mountain Dew ever. You won't see Kraft macaroni and cheese because of the yellow dye. You won't see red dyes over there because they already know that shit causes ADD and ADHD.
Exactly.
Their food program over there, the equivalent to our FDA, is a lot better for them because their food is
FDA's
not poisonous.
FDA's bought and paid for just like every other agency out there. They're all bought and paid for just like all the politicians. That's what's wrong with this country. I was rather excited when 45 did take office because I remember being like 19 and hearing the Donald's interview about someday I'd like to give it all up and see who's still real. And they were talking about him running back then. And he was like, no, not anytime soon. But I remember that in my teenage years. And I remember thinking, well, heck, that's what we need. The damn country's a corporation. It needs to be run like a business. We need a businessman up there. I remember thinking that way back then. And everybody thought I was nuts. So...
Benjamin, they got mac and cheese over there, but it's not Kraft. And it's because of the yellow, it's either yellow number 3 or yellow number 7, or I don't know.
But all the agencies that make the rules for stuff here are all bought and paid for. They are all in some other company's back pocket.
And I think it was Maria Retired that was asking about long-term food. Mountain House is a pretty good company. But you can always store up on all your dry goods and everything else and place them in jars or vacuum sealed bags.
Yep. I've heard nothing but good reviews about Patriot, for Patriot Supply. We do a lot of we dehydrate stuff. We make our pemmican, which is just a meat source, but it's a shelf stable because I don't pressure can. We do have family members that do that, the water bathing and pressure canning, but I do the dry canning and the dehydrating for the family. And my mother-in-law gets into it. She loves it. She really does. But that's how we do. We just if cans, if I have canned vegetables or something that are getting old that were given to me, I'll dehydrate them. Or I'll make a meal and I'll dehydrate the entire meal, and I'll just do the meat separate. That way the fats aren't in there. And then I've got dehydrated food that all I've got to do is add hot water to. And I've got a meal in a bag. Or a jar. Because I've made them in mason jars too. I like making them in mason jars. And then you have a jar. So if you're out camping, you've got a jar for water or filtration or whatever, a carrying vessel and a meal. Go ahead, 300. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say about what Monty was saying. I have lived in Europe, so the food in Europe is different than here. And besides that, as many fast food franchise stores we have here in the United States compared to Europe is a huge difference.
That's why the obesity rate is sky high and diabetes and everything else.
Yeah, and you have way more bigger people in the United States than in Europe. I mean, when I moved to the US, I was 115 pounds, full of muscle, and now I'm almost 200.
I haven't weighed 200 since I was 6 foot tall in 6th grade.
But what I do is I barely eat outside. I mean, that's the lowest I would do is go have a Subway sandwich, but from the outside. Otherwise, I always cook in the house. I try not to eat outside because it's not healthy food that you buy. You need to be careful what you're putting in your body.
Yep.
He said I was 115 in the 6th grade.
I had to beat. Shoot, when I was getting out of high school, I was 300. I was over 300, about 325.
Oh my God!
No, I was weightlifting.
Oh.
I used to go to weightlifting meets.
Yeah, I used to, and I think I was 140 or 150 pounds, and I started eating for 6 months constantly. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, only lettuce with lime, and that's how I lost my weight. And I used to be a dancer, so 8 hours practice, 3-4 times a week, and eating just lime and lettuce. I was pretty much a rabbit.
When I used to help people move, I would move refrigerators, washers, and dryers by myself, load them up in trucks.
I bet.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a minute. Don't let me interrupt the conversation, please. By all means, go ahead.
But you know, when it comes to prepping, since I came with my parents from overseas, we traveled through the desert and all that. I see prepping in a different way than others do. I mean, I go with the idea that I might have to leave my place, and then what are you going to do? People are talking about bugging out. For how long can you bug out? You cannot stay. I give you maximum 30 days and you are dead. You need to have tools that you can build you something wherever you are. Just having a tent and a flashlight and a rifle, I say, is not good enough.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And then it depends in what kind of climate you are, what kind of state you are, what kind of environment you are.
Well, if I were in a situation where I had to leave and I didn't have something ready, but I had to go now and I had to grab whatever, I'm going to grab my machete. I keep it by the door.
Good one.
It's got a good sawtooth on the back side of it. It'll hack stuff up for me. I can use it to cut up food. It's not real damaged yet. I mean, I use it, but I don't like hack at things too big for it. I'll turn it over and sawtooth. And now, I actually, when we did our camp out, our week-long camp out in the driveway a little while back, I was using my machete to cut downed trees that had fallen on the property, and I'm clearing them up at the same time as gathering firewood for the camp. So,
well, my basics are a handsaw, machete, a hammer, and I don't know the name of this tool, but you can shave the crust of a tree with. I call it a tree shaver. I don't know what the real name of this tool is, but I want to have all these tools. If I do get out of there in the wilderness, I'm able to build me a little shelter out of all trees that I'm cutting. That's something that not everybody think of. I'm not sure.
Yeah, see, and I would have my knife that I use like for food. I can use to cut things. It's a bit bigger, but it's mine and I love it and I'm used to it. And I have a fishing kit like in my sheath on that knife. I have a fishing kit and a lighter and a little fire pack, and because it's got little pockets on the sheath, you know, for extra stuff. So that's what I keep in it. So if I grabbed that knife, I would be okay. But I would take that. But I would take my machete because of the sawtooth. So I've got a machete on one side, I've got a sawtooth on the other side. So there's my sawing tool. And then I would add a digging tool. I would add a digging tool. I think, because I mean, when I think about a hammer, I can make a hammer. I mean, a nice solid log will make a good hammer. A nice solid rock will make a good hammer.
Yeah, I have a tactical shovel that you can fold, and then you can turn it into a spear in a knife and in a hammer. It has multiple functions that you can use actually.
Yeah, I like those.
I prefer those
multi-function tools.
Yeah, I prefer those better than just a regular shovel from Home Depot or whatever, you know.
Yeah. And I need to get myself one of those little camping shovels, like one of the little foldable multi-purpose ones. I've seen some really good ones out there. Yeah. And then I saw something that, check this idea out. I don't know. My daughter loves this family. They call themselves the Outdoor Boys. And it's the dad, and he takes his sons on like survival camping trips and all this stuff. Well, he had a shovel that he went ahead and he burnt all the coating off of the blade of the shovel so that he could use it to dig with, but also he could use it to cook on. And I thought that was brilliant, but you got to burn off the coating. So like if you have a shovel that you is already in your bug out bag or your you know, in your pack, your go pack or whatever you want to call it, think about that rather than having to carry extra pots or anything.
Here's the one I have.
If you take off the coating and stuff and cook on it, then you lose the tempering of the blade.
And it's sharp, you see.
Yeah, I see it.
Sharp edges here.
Heck yeah, man, you could saw with that easy.
And then it does come with all these tools on the side.
Not only will it do all these things, but wait,
these two too.
That will also act as a self-defense tool.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate what they have. We did a short segment on it about
and it does have an like really sharp edge on the end if you want to hit something or so. But it is not only, I can only say from my experience, it's not what you have, it's what you can do with it. Because whatever tool you have, if you can have the most dangerous tool, but if you don't know how to use it, what is the point of having it?
Yep, that's right. And that's really important. I mean, you have to, and if it comes to it comes to where you're going to have to leave, you need to think about self-defense, because you don't know how many other people are out there wandering around in the same woods you are. You don't know who you're going to come upon, right? Don't be all camoed up, because they're going to think that person is prepared. That person, if we just go get their pack, if we can go, you know, because a lot of people in that type of situation, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to forget their love and their goodwill toward their fellow man. If it ever comes to that kind of a situation. And I feel very sad when I say that, but I think it's true. So
I mean, I don't want to sound like a barbarian, but when it comes to your life,
exactly,
you you better do whatever it takes to survive.
And I mean, a stick can be a weapon. A rock can be a weapon. A pencil can be a weapon.
You can use anything as a weapon.
You have to be able to see what is in your environment. Being aware of your environment doesn't just mean listening for somebody following you. Doesn't just mean paying attention for poisonous spiders and snakes. It doesn't just mean, don't touch that plant. It means, awareness of everything. What is nearby? What is plentiful? What is, what am I lacking in this area? Where, it's situational awareness ties right into being aware. But when you're aware, it's not enough to just say that you're only looking for this one thing or that one thing, or this small group of things. You have to be aware of everything around you and how to utilize it at any given moment. And I know that sounds like a whole bunch. I didn't see the question. Hold on.
But one thing I do want to mention is this: you can have all survival gear. You can have 10,000, 100,000 of ammunitions. You're not going to survive if you are by yourself. You need to have a team. You need to be in a group. In 1979, when my parents walked 600 miles to the desert, it was not just my father and my mother. We were a group of 25 to 30 people who walked through this desert together, and we tried to protect each other just to make it. And in this situation, it's not different. It's the same thing. Yeah, you don't walk through the desert, but you have to survive whatever direction you might go.
You know what, too, 300 is a very good point, is that lone wolf mentality will get you killed quick, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're stronger together. You're stronger as a unit, and
right. I mean, you do need to sleep at one point. You are not a robot. You can't be standing on your legs for 24 hours a day. Sooner or later, you do need to take a rest. You need to sleep and save energy. And who's gonna have your back when you are not in a group, when you have nobody?
Right. So that's important.
Yeah, you do need to have a group. On my channel, I mean, I shut down my channel. I'm not gonna not have a channel anymore. But on my channel, I used to talk about that a lot, and a lot of people are having this virus in their brain. I don't trust nobody stuff. Well, you trust voting, but you don't trust somebody having your back.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
no matter where you look in life, you're going to find good people and bad people. I don't care what they look like, what they sound like. I don't care where they're from. I don't care what belief system they live within. Everywhere you go, within every group of people, you will always find good people and bad people. It is a duality that we live with here on this plane. That's, this is part of our human experience that God has given us, right? And that's also part of our free will and knowing our spirit and letting it guide us. Because if you are guided by the Holy Spirit or by your connection with Creator, okay, if you let Creator guide you, you will always end up at the destination you're meant to be. But if you're just whacking through the bush, right, you might fall off a cliff. Or you might be let off a cliff if you're following somebody just because they were the only somebody you've met in a while, and it's nice to have human companionship. We all have those needs, but if you're in a situation like that, you need to really, really get in touch with your core, that little gift from God that you have inside of you and you need to seek that guidance and use your judgment based on that. I think that's going to become like a human racial memory. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Just like how deer know to be scared of the scent of humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
That same way that we have to use that discernment. And I think that's where discernment comes from. Personally, that's what I think.
And I believe a lot of people should have a bow and arrow on other devices as a defense weapon, I would say. Because what are you going to do when you run out of your ammunition? Your firearm is useless. You do need to have, like the old school weapons they use, a spear, a sword, bow and arrow, stuff like that. I mean, I don't have it, but I'm planning to add that to my survival kit. But I think it's important to have something like that.
Yeah.
Because you cannot say, "Oh yeah, let me run back to the city and grab me a couple more ammunition." Well, there might be no more city left. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what's going to happen. So.
I think I wouldn't be upset if no more cities were left. I would be upset if lots of people in cities got hurt because I care about the people. I don't care about the structures. I don't give two rat's asses about those structures. I think that they are detrimental to the whole species of humans. I don't like them. Not a fan of cities. Real quick though, let me address something here in chat. The basket, yeah. Marco, I think he said it. Basket fishing, you're gonna build a basket with a nice open at one end. You're gonna put your little bait at the other, and the fish can't get out. They'll swim right in, and they can't get back out. It's the same thing that I was talking about with Ship earlier with the 4 nails, and the raccoon puts his hand in there, and he can't pull it back out because he's got the object, and he just can't let go of it. It's all about, knowing your prey. If you're going to fish with a basket, it's easy to do. You just have to have the right basket. You got to have a basket where the entry is slanted so that when they come back at it, they're not coming back out, but it's easy for them to get in. It's just how the fish thinks. So, yeah. I have a couple slingshots. I love slingshots. I bought Raina one when she was 5. She likes it, but she's gotten away from doing anything with their slingshot. Yeah, rope is or knowing how to make rope. And if you've never done like any of the primitive skills, I love it. I think that it's amazing. But go out and just play around and do it while you have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Do it now while you have the time to practice.
Yeah.
That's not a skill you would be practicing and need.
Right. You should practice as long as you have the time for it or the opportunity for it. You don't want to get to the point where you have all the stuff, but you don't know what to do with it. Well, my other concern is this actually, Heather. Okay, everybody lives in different areas, different towns, cities, country, wherever. When the shit hit the fan, how do you get in touch with your group? I mean, have you talked to your group members when the shit hit the fan? Where is our spot X where we're gonna meet up or so? That should be. You should have talk to your people about that as well.
And you should practice.
Yeah.
Be practicing.
I think that's important.
if you're going to be moving, if you're planning on, you know, moving your location, and you're planning for that, yeah, you should have fire escape plans all drawn up, just like we did in school. Or have a means of communicating that not everyone understands, like hobo language, or writing in a different language that's not common. So you can say, we, you know, leave a note on your door, we headed west, and or use language that's common between you and your friends, right? That's not common in a lot of groups of people. Like every family unit has their own form of communication, that joke that only family gets because they were the only ones there, right? Hi, Marco.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are all kinds of stuff, that things like that you can do, or agree.
Hello, sister.
That you're going to have signposts or markers in a certain color or something. That way people, you know, your people know where you're headed.
Right.
It's really important. Hi, Marco. Can you hear us?
I cannot hear you unless I turn on my wife's phone to hear you, which will cause an echo terribly on your end, sis.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I barely hear you through my speaker on the phone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can yell. I can get louder if you need me to, Marco.
I don't think that's helping, sis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, while you're up here, Marco, would you mind giving a prayer for JW and his family?
What happened?
He lost his father.
10-4. All right. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for your blessings, and thank you for everything you've done for us. And I'd like to pray for JB's father. JW's, I apologize. I like to pray for JW's father, JW, that he lost his father, and I pray for, you know, him to have strength and to get through this, and his family, and I pray that he understands how this all works, and seeks you, Lord, and I pray in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Marco. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you too, sister, and I love every one of you, and just keep pushing and standing strong, and don't overthink yourself. The old ways was always the right ways. Just think of that, and I'll talk to y'all all soon, and then we'll figure out this technical difficulty with the volume one day.
All right. Thank you, Marco. We love you. You and Nicole.
I love you too.
They're awesome. They're awesome, folks.
You know, Heather, there is another thing I would like to say. You know, since last year, everybody is talking about getting awake and collecting information and all this. It is pointless to get information or get awake if you are not willing to fight for your nation. If you are not willing to sacrifice to fight for your country, for your people. And it's just more like entertainment than getting a warning message, you know.
I think a lot of it was like a new addiction to people.
Yeah, because I've been on YouTube, I think since January till 2 months ago when I shut it down. But I've been constantly on my channel and telling people where I'm from and what's gonna happen, what's coming, and all I got, all response I received was, "This is America. This is not gonna happen here." And since last year, a lot has changed. So that America that people say is invincible, we are people, we are humans. This is just a country. The country does not have any superpowers. We are all the same, no matter where we live. And I seen shit happen from where I came from. So and when I share my experience in life with others, it's up to you. You know, it's your life. If you want to take it serious or you see it just as an entertainment. But a lot of people don't take it very serious. That's at least that's how I look at it. For a lot of people, this is just entertainment, but this is real. People,
very much so.
You need to wake up and really do something about it. You know, it's your life, it's your children's life, it's their future life, and just about you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to share with everybody.
How you doing, Dusty?
Hi, how's everybody doing?
I haven't gotten to see it yet. I hear it's funny though.
Oh yeah, that's just for giggles and stuff. I was wanting to respond to 300's Warrior.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, I think your hardships. I'm not sure where you're from originally. If you don't mind me asking, what country?
I am. I like the name says, warrior. I'm Persian. Like the history.
Right.
We were the biggest empire, so I'm Persian. Yeah, I'm from Iran.
Yeah, and it's an old empire too. So the people, you know, established. America is only 245 years old. I think a lot of the the issues that Americans have, being, you know, born in this country, but we're nationalities across the planet. Because like me, I'm mixed. I'm a Native American and Gypsy. So I think we're trying to
mutt.
Right. So we're trying to think ourselves, because we're trying to be not docile, but we have an understanding that we're above war in a sense.
I don't.
We don't have the hardships like Persia and the Middle East do. But we grow up in this a different ideology. We grew up schooled and not knowing violence on the level of war. So we understand things in a different light. So we're trying to do good. Not every one of us want to commit an atrocity toward what's going on. We see it. And throughout history, you could push people. You could push them really far. You know, this overreach, I just think it's an evolution of, you know, because you got to look at America. We were founded under a Christian faith, but it evolved where we couldn't say that alone anymore, because we've invited too many other faiths in and saying we can't say your faith is wrong. We can't say your faith is wrong. So we got all the faiths of the world, and that's what it's evolved into. So now we're faithless for the most part, but the people who do have faith are allowed to have their faiths, if that makes any sense.
Right.
It does.
But here's the thing. What's your name? What's your name? I forgot. You didn't introduce yourself. I forgot your name.
I apologize. I'm Dusty Data.
Oh, Dusty. Okay. Here's the thing, Dusty. In 1979, 20 million Iranians destroyed the regime in Iran, and that's just 1/4 1/4 of the population. So this country has 326 million population, and you don't think 1/4 of this country can destroy the regime of what we are going through right now? And you have to remember, this is a free country. This is the only country on this planet who has this kind of freedom. So it's in your hand. It's in your hand if you want to keep it or if you want to lose it. So if you want to keep it, then you better, sorry my language, then you better you move your ass and fight for it, because you might gonna lose it. So it's all in our hand. We all have different backgrounds, but we live in the same country and we all believe in the same thing, which is freedom. So I don't know why people been sitting on their ass for the last 2 years. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Some people don't like what I have to say, but I do believe I have the speech of freedom. I can say what I want, and I do believe we have to stand up and do something, because if you don't, just look at Russia, just look at Iran, just look at China, all these countries who became under the wrong regime, suffering now for God knows for how long. So, and if you don't want this country end up the same, you better do something.
Right. But the difference between a lot of these other countries are the president is not our authority, and it's Congress, and we are the epitome. We are what they are. For the most part, this is what we are, Americans. And the politicians embodies who we are as a populace. This is why it's not a war, because in essence, they are us. We disagree with their nobility and their sense of nobility versus our virtue. We're out of touch with each other right now, but they, for the most part, they embody us. And I mean, to be silly about it, I mean, the president currently doesn't have any power. He's not our leader. He's a commander only in the time we need it to be, and that would be in an extreme circumstance. We're not so divided here as you think we are.
Oh, actually, let me pause you right there. You are completely wrong with what you're saying. We are very divided, and I tell you why. This government have brainwashed all Americans with this trust crap, okay? Because of a situation like this, that you don't stand up and believe in each other, because other countries don't have this trust issue bullshit. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm not.
I understand that. I get you. It's a loyalty.
Here. I immigrated 15 years to this country, and I do see the difference in this country. And if people stick together as a nation, as a team, guess what they can do? They can kiss our asses. It's that simple.
Okay,
there's nothing they can do about that.
So let me ask you this: do you love this country?
Oh, I have a child here. I have a wife here. Of course, I love this country.
And that's why we can't turn it upside down. That's what I'm saying. We're not that divided.
And I'm willing to do anything just to keep it this way. But even before this, we have a lot of problems. Even before the politicians and before this stupid virus or whatever, there are a lot of things that needs to be changed that nobody talks about.
Right. I agree, because America is not perfect whatsoever. Okay. But it's as good as the world's got right now. But we're ever evolving, because 245 years ago, they did not expect it to evolve technologically this much. And they had no idea what we're going to become of it. Now, what are we going to become now? It's up to us to raise our children enlightened, to be able to discuss openly without being dictated over that we couldn't. See, right now we may disagree, but they can't do nothing about it, really. The YouTube and all this stuff, this isn't politics. This is corporate. and we've become very corporatized, and that's what's really bending the trees. It's pushing and pushing and pushing. But if you love this country, it doesn't have to be a blood battle, because you can't commit atrocities. That's what America's about, is saying, we're not going to make you think like me. I will not make you think like me. You have your own opinions, you have your own values, and you're allowed to express it. And I'm not allowed to try to force you to think my way, and you can't force me to think your way. And that's not towards you personally or nothing. But that's why we won't, because I don't have that much hatred toward trust. I understand trust. The trust between the politicians and us is broken because they lie. But that's the embodiment of the American populace. They call it a noble lie. And they treat us like children. And in essence, some people live like children, like drug dealers and stuff. They don't know no better. That's all they know. And they're trying to better yourself. Doesn't make them a good person. But for the most part, a lot of Americans are good people. Like this JW here. I don't know if you know him or not. He just recently lost his father. And my thoughts and prayers go out to him. I talk to him on a regular basis, got his phone number, and I talk to him. So, but we all differ.
Well, Dusty, I want to ask you a question. Have you been in war before?
What's that?
Have you been in war before?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, America doesn't. America for itself, we're not.
I'm assuming out of education, you are aware of revolution, and is always based on violence and war. It was never built on peace. That a different country didn't go in peace to a different country and says, "Hey, hello neighbor, I want to just take over your country." No. It was built of war, and every empire was built of violence and war. So you can't tell me that you're gonna receive anything with peace at this point, because that peace part, that was last year. This year, I ain't peace anymore, because too much happened. Your business was shut down. You were sent home. You were told to put the Pampers in your face. Now you are being forced to put something in your body. Well, I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, I don't take shit that lightly. I come from a country that was corrupted. My freedom was taken, and I moved 15,000 miles for freedom. I definitely don't let that be taken away from me again. So.
I can respect that completely, man. I'm native. I'm part Native. I'm half Native American. So the continent that you came to, they considered it in American history manifest destiny. My people are on reservations, still in prison, in Mississippi, all across North America. They call them reservations, and my people have been eradicated for the most part. But my other people, which the other part of me is what they call Black Gypsy, which were the nomadic people of Europe.
So do you speak Gypsy language?
No, but I've learned to speak Choctaw.
Okay.
Because it's easier, because I went to the reservation. I wasn't raised on the reservation. I'm born and raised in Florida. The fight versus nobility. Now, you come from a country that I have no concept of. I have no concept, and I can appreciate the value you bring to the table, saying, hey, when you see dictatorship, fight against it. And I can appreciate that. It's that thought that can help us. And I have no clue, what we can do. I don't have the answers. I just know.
I do have the answer. You want to hear the answer?
As long as it's not. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me your answer.
As long as it's not what?
Death and destruction. That's just not in my value.
Well, see, it's the same like with construction. You build a house, you destroy it, and you build it again. That's just how life is. life was built on that. And I tell you what the answer is. I'm just gonna. That is the reason why I call myself 300 Warriors. The answer is we all stand up and go and kick some ass and take what belongs to us. Because for over a year, we've been patiently sitting in our homes and was waiting that it's going to get better, but it's going to get worse. So it's the same like somebody breaks in your home. Do you let him take all your stuff and say, oh, by the way, don't you want to take the coffee table as well? No, I'm going to kick your ass because you haven't lost anything on my property. It's that simple. And this freedom is my property. That's how I look at it. And that's what you're trying to take away from me. And I don't care who you are. I'm going to kick your ass to keep what belongs to me. That is every human being feels that way. Now, I don't know what you're trying to achieve with that, but you're not going to get far with that in peace, holding a sign. I just laugh about people like that because
I'm going to
hold
on. I'm going to interject here something, and I think I'm getting a feeling like I understand exactly what you're saying. It is time for action, and I understand that, and I believe that every American across the country understands that. Now I'm going to express something that I think Dusty is trying to express, and Dusty, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but the difference is cultural, because we are raised knowing the bloodshed and the body buildup that created this country, and the promise of America as taught to us as Americans is that we're not going to let that happen again. We're not going to sacrifice our farmers and our children to that violence again, and we will stop it. We'll find another way to stop it, that we've got other means to stop it. I don't think he's talking about going out there with a white flag and a poster. I don't think any American is thinking about that. And while I do understand your point, and feeling like there are still so many people just sitting on their butts, yeah, that's true. And yet, you guys are right. People are reluctant to protest. Why would we go out there and willingly sacrifice ourselves to the machine alone? We can't. And I understand too, 300, where you're coming from is, yeah, we all need to go out the door at the same time together, arms linked, and hell no, you ain't moving that bulldozer. That's what we need to do. But we do need to do it as Americans from our standpoint. And I think a lot of times this holds some people back, but we know about the bloodshed and the sacrifice that was given just to keep our flag standing. We know the stories of what Americans did to the natives, and we feel that pain in this land. And it's a national memory. And most Americans that have any kind of any kind of mixed blood, right? Not just European blood, but mixed blood. And that's just about every American out there. We're all a lovely mixture of mutts. We have a deep-seated loyalty to our land and to the sacrifices that have been made. And so we're leery to want to just go out there and sacrifice good people in chaos and bloodshed. And right now, the leader has not risen to move this movement forward. And here's the thing. You need leaders.
Okay, so
now, I don't know, guys, if I was saying the right thing about both your messages, but I get both of the messages, and that's how I interpreted them.
Okay,
but I don't think that we need to be getting angry with each other. I think what
no,
we
it's
need
not
to do
not
is just
about getting angry.
figuring it out.
Just sharing our opinions. That's all that is. There's no reason to getting mad at each other. I believe we all have the right to give our opinions.
Absolutely.
But
and I'm not trying to stop that. I'm just making sure that we're all understanding that we're actually literally talking about the same thing here.
I mean,
we're all talking about the same thing, but we are coming at it from different points of view.
Right. I mean, only children do this kind of stuff, getting mad at each other because somebody says something that other person don't like it and start crying. No, you can tell me what your opinion is. I tell you what my opinion is. But I am just asking everybody in the chat. I mean, if you think my kind of thinking is wrong, what would be the real solution then?
I don't think your opinion is wrong. I think we can definitely respect what you bring to the table for sure, because you've got a cultural history and you're saying you wanted to get away from that, and you come here for a better life, and in doing so your children will have a way better life and won't know the atrocities that that you have to fight against, and how your value holds strong to against that oppression. And that's what we can appreciate, is that the bloodshed you've seen.
Because you don't fight for yourself, you're fighting for the future of your children. You're fighting for your legacy. If you don't care about them, then that's when you're gonna be sitting at home and don't care about nothing, But if you have family and children, you care about their future, about their children's children, and continuously go that way, then you are going to try to do something about it. And I'm not talking about we are running on the street with 100 people. No, I'm talking about the entire country.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Go big or go home. That's how I look at it.
Well, you are home, brother. You're our home. And we will open our arms up and support you, And I don't mean that financially, something like that. We will support you in our ideology and your ideologies. But no land in history has ever been perfect. Capitalism is where we're at now in the world, and this is what it's done to us. So what can we make as a nation from capitalism, instead of it going socialist, or instead of it going communist, or even capitalist? What can we transform this into, even make it better than that? You know what I mean? Because capitalism has given us the ability to give us free thinking, but like I said, I could change somebody's mind by handing them $100,000. Now, I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism, but I do see the downfalls in it. It's not perfect. By far is it perfect.
No.
But it makes you comfortable. It's like me. I'm retired now. I'm 45. I'll be 45 next month, but I'm retired. I worked my butt off, and I made my money to live comfortably. This didn't affect me. Nobody's forced anything on me. The state I live in is Florida, so we're not going through a lot of the things the other states are going through. They didn't mandate it. Our politicians are fighting for our freedoms here, saying it's against the law to mandate the diaper. It's against the law. He wrote in the bill that it's against the law to even ask us, because you're not supposed to ask us about it's like saying, if I was a police officer, I'm not supposed to be allowed to ask you if you're an American. 300. If I was the law officer, I'm not allowed to ask you that. You do not have to prove to me you're an American. You're here and I'm not allowed to ask. That's our law.
For Kamo, he asked me, are you American? No, I'm not American. I will always be Persian. I am a dual citizen, but that doesn't make me to be from a different country. You are where you were born. You are what your color is. You are what your accent is. You are what your mentality is. A a passport is not going to change your nationality.
So what do you consider me? I consider myself a Heinz 57. You know, I'm 57.
I don't judge other people, Dusty. I can just speak for myself, and I am Iranian, but at the same time I'm German citizen, and at the same time I'm a green card holder of this country. But I don't consider myself as German or being American. I'm not an American citizen, so I cannot consider myself as American. Now, if people look at me that way, that's their opinion, but I cannot deny their opinion. That's how they feel. That's how they feel, But I was born in Iran, and I am proud to be Iranian, because we made a history that nobody else could ever do in history. Nobody could copy us. So, and the reason why I said the entire country, I'm just asking you this question, or I'm just going to tell you this. In Iran, we decided to conquer half of Asia and half of Europe and part of Africa. So you think we had support from anybody else? No, we didn't. We did it on our own because we believed in each other. And the same thing, I believe, it can happen if we do the same thing over here. If we cut this trust crap on the side and believe in each other as a nation, then anything is possible.
Now, we have had a war in America where it was brother against brother, and that's the reason why nothing is happening as bad as it has, because that was our bloodstain on ourselves for killing each other here over terrible ideologies.
I mean, we have to care for each other, Dusty, because I don't see that here. I'm an immigrant. I was not born here, okay?
Yeah.
But as an outsider, you do see things differently than others see. When you move to a different country, not even moving, you go on vacation, I say. You go on vacation to Spain, I say, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will see things differently from your perspective than from a person who was born and raised in Spain. And that's the same way with me. I do see things differently than people do who live here, because I came from somewhere else. I have seen things differently than you did. And that is the reason why I'm saying that. Not in a negative way or whatever. I just see the things look to me different than for you.
Yeah. Our Negative Woods, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to come over here and just jump into this, and I like seeing the other side of this thing, and
it's important that we have these conversations, though. I mean, they are important because when you can get outside views on things, it can show you things that you hadn't thought of, and then when we can explain from our own points of view as well, that can help in furthering understanding, and hopefully it leads to something viable.
Right. What, if you don't mind me asking, what state are you in?
I am in Ohio.
Oh, okay. See, I've been to all 48 states here, and every state is a different culture. That's what I was saying last night on
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Different areas in different states are different cultures as well.
That's like right now I'm sitting here with my AR because I can go to town with my weapon.
Right.
Oh,
you good.
Where I live.
That's not everywhere.
Well, not really, because if you go to North Carolina, you have to get permission to buy. California, you can't.
It's not even cute.
I'm sorry. I mean, if I was talking over somebody, I apologize.
Oh no, you're all good. I'm sorry. So you guys in chat, I gotta address something real quick. Our race is human. Our species is human. All the rest of it is bells and whistles. And I feel that way. That's how I feel. I feel that way earnestly from the bottom of my heart. Your race doesn't mean shit to me except that you're human. If you're a human, you're my brother or my sister. I don't fall in with all the other pronouns. Sorry. If you have two spirits, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't want to. I'm not trying to call anybody out or anything like that. I'm just going to say this. It is okay to claim where you're from and, to help other people see how you perceive things in life. All right. Yeah. That can kind of be helpful. I can see where that can be helpful. All right. But, as far as, raising a race, as far as it's, classified in common, speech today, it's just another divider. It's just another label. And we have to stop seeing these labels and start seeing past the labels. If we're going to get any damn where in this world as a species, we have to get beyond this. Really, we must. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to bring up race as an issue or anything. Like I said, I consider myself everything.
No, listen. Here's the thing, okay? It is okay to say I am of this descent or that descent. That is fine. And it, like I said, it helps with other. If you're paying attention when somebody says I am this or I am that, or it will help you to understand how they are seeing life through their eyes. When you can understand another person's perception better, it leads to clearer communication. So use it as a tool, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I am of German, Irish, Native American, and probably a couple other things. My dad thinks we have Amish in us. I don't know. I've never let anybody test my blood to find out what all I am. But here's what I know. I'm human. I know you're human. I know 300, he's human. So it helps me to know that he's from Iran, because now I can tell that he's got an entirely different perception on life because he's told me his story. And so I can sympathize with that. Even if I cannot empathize, I can sympathize with it and I can understand it better. And like just with you, when you just gave us a little bit of your history, so it helps me to understand you a little bit better, how you're going to see things, a man that took the time to learn Choctaw, right there, that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, and this wasn't about you or to you, Dusty, or 300. It wasn't about either one of you. It's about some of the stuff I was reading in chat, and it got me a little frustrated. And I don't think anybody was trying to claim that. So if there was a miscommunication out there, let's just fix it, brothers and sisters, because we're all about love here.
So this is not
we
personal.
Really are.
This is not personal to
no.
I'm going to say. But
go ahead.
We judge each other from where we are, but we don't respect each other as a human being. Does it really matter where you are from? Because you ain't looking different. You got a head just like myself. You got 2 legs just like myself. You got 2 arms just like myself. Just because you have an accent or you have a different color, now you're being judged because where you're from. So where is the love for being human beings? Just saying.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. We have to get past this. I mean, listen, you're absolutely right. Exactly what you said was spot on, right? Because we do judge each other by these labels, but we also see each other and interpret things through our own perception. And so if we can look at these things and say, this is just another tool to help me possibly understand their perception better. Doesn't that make it better? I mean, doesn't that just offer more for your toolbox so that communication gets more clear? Because you understand that somebody may not see the same thing that you say in the same manner that you mean it. And so it helps you to articulate better. That's all I was saying, because you're right. I mean, if we can't stand up and love each other as human beings, then my God, where are we?
Well, there we are, because we can't. Obviously, people are judging other people from where they are. He sound funny, or he look funny, or he's this color, or he's that color.
Well, then,
unfortunately, we are judging each other, you know.
Then we work to fix that. We work to fix that. Because I love you like you're my brother, and it doesn't matter to me where you're from, except that helps me to see how you see things. And that's how I look at it. And I know I may not explain myself well. And I may come across as rude when I'm really just passionate about stuff. I'm not trying to be. I promise I'm not. But we have to get to that where we love each other as human beings. So that's what we need to work on. So having that as part of an open conversation is important. You know, having a conversation that says, yeah, I can see this, that, and the other, and respect that and use that as a tool to help me understand you better. Not just you personally, but all people. I've always been that way, because I've always enjoyed the fact that there was, just like Dusty said, that there's a different culture in every state. I've never left the United States. I would love to someday. But the states that I visited, I enjoyed and lived inside the cultures of those areas, you know, and I enjoyed that. And I recognize that it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what descent. We're all human beings, and there are different cultures right next door to you everywhere, because every person has a different way of thinking and a different perception. So I don't know. I was just trying to put that out there.
Well, we got to be careful with that way of thinking, though. The ideology, that's what the founding of the UN was about, and the New World Order. Not to go down that rabbit hole, but the reality of it is make everywhere like America. We'll have one world government, one world religion. The reality of that is really closer than we think, because we're pushing for that in ourselves and we don't even realize it. And it's a long-term push. We want peace across the planet. We want people to be able to come and go as they please. And in doing so, that's what we're creating. We're creating the foundation for that.
Yeah.
Alice Bailey is some of the reading material that the UN is pushing into our educational system, the values she promoted, which is not a one we're used to integrate all religions into one religion.
Mm-hmm.
But
we
to
see
do
it
so,
happening
they have
every
to
day.
destroy the family.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been working on destroying the nuclear family for decades now, and they've succeeded to some extent. They really have.
The reasoning, though, is because we're passing down our personal ideologies to our children. They're going to, due to nobility, would say, well, we got to stop this from the foundation, eliminate the family so the value is no longer there, and then reestablish a new moral value. And that's where it gets to where it's, where he's coming from, the 300. If they succeed in that, we're destroying ourselves, but they want to rebuild ourselves. That's the chaos theory. Out of destruction comes, serenity and serendipity.
Yeah. Some of that serendipity. Well, gentlemen, it has been lovely chatting with you today. I thank you guys, and I thank everybody that came up earlier and chat. I love you guys. I do. I'm sorry I was putting my preachy hat on. And on that note, though, I have a sick puppy I need to go tend to. I've been on here long enough, and I need to go check on my pup. So I will bid you all adieu. and much love. And we will see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You guys are welcome up here anytime. And Dusty, if you can drop your link. Oh, you're not Monty. Yep, never mind. Monty got it. Dusty's link is right there. 300. If you have a link, we'll pop it in here.
Yeah, I do have a link, but I don't. I'm not gonna be going live the next couple of months because I have a lot of things to do. But you can. I can drop the link if anybody wants.
Yeah, that's fine.
I do have a prepper channel too.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm the dark prepper.
Okay.
Oh, then we need to talk.
I'll check that out.
Well, like I said, thanks for having me, man. It was nice talking to you, 300.
Yeah, thank you. Same here.
Hey, y'all have a good day.
Thanks, you guys, because we have to have these conversations, right? We all have to have these conversations. We have to get this stuff out there. Other people need to know that they're not alone when they think these things, right?
Right.
All right. Well, I'll catch you all later.
All right. See you later.
See you later. Thank you so much. All right. Good night. Much love. Much light. Thank you all for being here. And thank you guys because you're always right there lifting me up spiritually when I need you. And I appreciate every one of you for that. So I'll leave you on that and we'll see you guys around.